Surprise, motherfucker! Hey, what's up? This is Venger Satanis, coming to you live in Central Florida. I'm on vacation. So I was reading Grognardio's latest post, and yeah, it's really hot as balls out here, but it's the only place I have any privacy. Twins are napping, and my wife is making plans for our next vacation. Anyway, so I was reading this post, and it was on just like the philosophy of role-playing in the basic role-playing game system from Chaosium. And so there's two things I want to talk about. The first part is, and I'd love to comment on his blog post. I'm going to try to remember what I wrote in the comments. So the first part is that role-playing with other people makes it more interesting and more imaginative. But what it didn't mention, and I mentioned in my comment, is that when you have multiple people, it makes it more real, because reality is consensual. Part of the reason that we believe, I don't know, the sky is blue and water is wet and pizza is awesome, is because other people also believe that. If we lived in a world where everybody believed something else, like even if you go to a different country where they don't share the same values that you do, different country, different culture, it feels weird and alien sometimes, because their sense of reality is a little different than yours. So anyway, all I'm trying to say is that multiple people sharing the same fantasy just makes it more real. And that kind of leads me to the next point. And that is, what was the next point? It was about immersion and how that is key. It's about fun. And obviously, maybe it's not too obvious. I also mentioned this in my book, How to Game Master Like a Fucking Boss. But role-playing games should be fun. The end result, I believe, is to have fun. But why do we role-play as opposed to some other hobby or other thing that leads to fun? Why do we role-play instead of watching a movie, instead of gardening or reading a book or taking a walk or a cooking class or something like that? There's a reason why we specifically role-play instead of doing some other hobby or pastime activity. And that's because role-playing allows us to immerse ourselves in a different world, in other characters, in a way that something like even watching a movie or reading a book doesn't do. You can kind of get that sense from the outside that you're like looking in and you're like, oh yeah, I feel like I'm a part of this because I'm watching it on the screen, or I'm reading it and I kind of visualize it in my head. But you don't actually feel like you're there as much, that you're that guy, the wizard or the smuggler with a starship, the bounty hunter, the thief, whatever. You don't get that sense that you're there taking part in that adventure, living in that world, as you do with role-playing games. And so the whole point of role-playing games is to have fun, but what leads us to that fun is the immersion, feeling like we're actually there, like we're doing it, like we're living and breathing in that world, that character is, to a certain extent, ourselves. I don't know why I wanted to make this video, but I know there are a lot of people that probably haven't heard that before, or if they had, maybe they've forgotten, or maybe people disagree and want to argue with me. That's cool too. I'm willing to debate that or argue that point. So anyway, I just felt like making a video and talking about those things because, role-playing games, something I'm passionate about. And that's one of the reasons why. It's because I like the escapism, not just so I can like not be myself for a while, but so I can specifically be like a wizard or a warrior, or as a game master, I guess I can, have those wizards and warriors and droids and mercenaries and whatever else in that world, in my world. And it's just cool to see and interact with, and it, the more people you have doing it, the more it makes it feel real, like you're actually a part of this living, breathing world outside yourself, outside of our consensual reality. It's like a secondary reality, like a secret reality. So it's, pretty damn cool. Yeah, that's it. Just wanted to say that. I don't know. I'll be on vacation for another few days. Maybe I'll make another video in a day or two. I don't know. Do you want to see more Fuchsia Skies? Yes, no, maybe? All right. Then you're out.